gathered a little crowd while we're here. We are so happy to be here with our filmmaking teams. We are talking live to the fans, so can you all introduce yourselves and say hi, because they've been waiting for you.
Graham Churchyard, costume designer.
Sam Raimi, director.
And Mitch Bell, co-producer.
I just had to do that because I know you are all so amazed by the wizardry that this team has put on film. So
yeah, and it's really exciting about this film. First of all, Sam Raimi, what brought you to come back to the Marvel Cinematic, or to come back to the comic book universe to direct a film? You did the Spider-Man trilogy. What brought you back to this film specifically?
Well, I've really enjoyed the Marvel movies that I'd seen. They were all made with great quality, and I heard the director had fallen out of Multiverse of Madness. So Kevin had called and said, we're looking for a director. You want to come in and meet? I did, and the team seemed really great, very intelligent, present company excluded. But the rest of the team were very sensitive, and they really regard the integrity of the character as their primary job. So working for a team like that, a director can't go wrong.
one of the things that we keep hearing about is how collaborative this process has been. And, Graham, you talked a bit about some of the changes that Sam talked about with some of the costumes. Can you talk about when you're doing a movie that has characters that come back, how that process works and some of the changes that you brought in the costumes?
Well, I think this is Doctor Strange's 7th appearance. So, we revisited a little bit. You'll see it when you see it. But it was really amazing to be able to launch some new characters, America Chavez, and get her launched into the MCU. So that was a real privilege. Really exciting.
So we heard that this movie's going to have, some horror and scary elements. Like, how did you go about creating those and building that tension for this film?
Well, again, you have Sam Raimi in this movie, directing the movie, so it's you give him the reins, right? You basically say, Sam, here's the idea, make it come to reality. And look, you can be in better hands. I mean, again, you got Sam Raimi directing this movie. When we first heard that he was going to do it, I was taken aback because I was so thrilled and excited, and because we're all huge fans of Sam, and so again, you know that he's in good hands. You know that Doctor Strange is in good hands, and Wanda and the entire cast. So at that point, you basically say, Sam, go crazy, do what you do, and dream up the craziest things you possibly can, and he did. And you'll see on the screen.
Sam, I've got a question for you, too. So, in returning to the comic book genre, there's been a lot of technology that's changed. You can do things now on screen you couldn't do back when you were making Spider-Man. So for you, what was the most exciting development?
Well, the technology's gotten a lot easier. We no longer, like in the first Spider-Man movie, had to make the tools to make the tools. We no longer had to develop the technology to pull off a CGI character on screen, believably. So now the greatest technological advantage for me on this picture probably was Zoom. The fact that I could, in a telecommunications program, contact 50 of my teammates, my department heads, explain a concept, have a storyboard artist bring up that storyboard at my request, have my editor show a piece of a cut, have my production designer show a still of the diagram of the blueprint of the set we were going to build, along with my director of photography saying, well, I need a little more room from that back wall to get my 10K in there. I mean, it was incredible, the advantages of modern telecommunication when working on a movie where you have to be a conductor for all these great artists. I mean, there's hundreds and thousands of them.
It's almost like you've stepped into a whole entire different universe of movie making. You've stepped into an alternate universe here. Well, congratulations, you guys. I mean, such an amazing team of magic movie makers. Enjoy the rest of your night. We're going to send you on your way. Thank you so much for talking to the Marvel fans tonight.
Great. And now let's go back to Justin.
Wow, I've been tossed.
It's like, you're a director, aren't you? You know how this works. I love it.
Sam Raimi, just what the doctor ordered.